All right, good morning, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Oh, you said yes, you did. Hey, Jody, good morning. All right, we're going to get started. Welcome to the 10-minute trades trade room. Existing homes is the report we're looking at this morning. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-minute trades. And don't forget that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Trade carefully, please. All right, gold had quite the volatile opening this morning. It's down quite a bit, probably related to the Fed, Powell being renominated, possibly as the Fed chair. I think that might have an impact. Definitely has an impact on the market, I would think. What else news-wise? COVID very bad in Germany. People going crazy about lockdowns. I mean, I don't know. At this point, I don't think lockdowns are going to stop the virus. People are tired of lockdowns. Whether you're political or not, lockdowns present all sorts of problems. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. So we'll see, but there's a lot of chaos in the world because of the pandemic. No question about that. I'm surprised the markets aren't really don't seem to be that affected right now. Seems more affected by news, regular news. So we're looking at the existing homes report today. Let's look at the daily trade report. This is a small report that, even though it looks like it's been trading well, it's not been a report that's given us much profit over the years. I mean, over the years, it's been very inconsistent. You know, when you look at the daily report, it doesn't look that bad. So we're going to look at some videos. The moves are not huge. So what happened was, because of the inconsistency, we had to increase the bracket size. So you don't want to forget, you've got to get an 8-tick move before you even have a profit. So you look at last month, there was only 6 ticks of profit available. You look at July, which you say, wow, that was a pretty good move, 21 ticks. It's really only 13, right? 13, because you got to get through the bracket. That's 8 ticks on the bracket. And what if there's a tick or two of slippage? So you look at June, 15-tick move, but you have an 8-tick bracket. It's a 7-tick possible profit. So you could see why this is not really a family money trade. It just has not been a good enough profit center. Now look, maybe last month was a win. I don't have last month's video because we were testing something else, but you could see we were testing the trap trade. You could see that it was possibly a small winner. So let's look at June, which was a winner. So even June, when we start testing, it tells you, when I pull up all the videos, you're seeing trap trades and MGC, it means that this report has been struggling to make money, and we're looking for a better setup. And that's been the history of this report. Even though it doesn't look bad, it just hasn't given us much profit. It's very small targets. It's not a big mover. So it's just one of those reports that, yes, we've been trading it for years, but it's just one of those reports that it's a coin toss. You can take it or leave it, whether you're going to make money on it. I can take it or leave it. It's definitely far from being anything remotely called a favorite report. It's just a report that there's no confidence in what it's going to do. And I'm not sure that it pays to trade it live. You're looking at an 8-tick bracket, small moves, a tiny target. If you if you traded it, you have a stop of 11. It's difficult to even go for 8 ticks of profit, because then you need a 16-tick move. And there's not been a lot of 16-tick moves, not including the bracket, right? You need 16 ticks, so you had 14 last month, so you wouldn't be making much money today. July, let's look at July. It says it moved 21 ticks. And this is one strange trading week. I can tell you that much. This is a very strange trading week. A lot of the, because the markets are essentially closed Thursday and Friday, there's no news Friday. It's Black Friday. It's almost as if the market makers didn't want to have any news on Black Friday. And they didn't. So everything is mushed together this week. Durable goods and GDP makes it very tricky trading. Very tricky. Definitely higher risk trading, because you don't have good testing that you can do. So there's definitely more risk because the reports are squeezed together. Okay. So last month, it hits the target, gets to the target. 2 months ago. Sorry, I apologize. That's July. We were looking at starting way back. So this was July. Let's look one more time. So 10 o'clock, the news comes out. It's a little bit negative, not a lot, a little bit. And it has a nice pop and a good move. July was a decent move on this report. So July, not bad, not bad. Let me put the news up. I don't have my news up. We'll look at August. Give me 1 second. Get my news page up. There's a little bit of controversy about Powell being the Fed chair again, because a lot of people think he's clueless about inflation. So we'll see if he has the support to get renominated. I watched a really crazy video, not crazy, but a really, what's the word? Radical, I guess is what I would say, a radical video on YouTube about the Fed. It was very interesting, and about how the Fed, people think the Fed's a government agency. And it's not, it was just very interesting video about the Fed. All right, so existing homes in July looked like a pretty decent trade. Let's look at August. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Caesar. It was a big move after they said Powell was going to stay. It was right about at the open also. So this was August. So August, we were trying the trap trade on micro gold and testing the breakout on regular gold. And the regular breakout was pretty dull. The news was positive, and then the breakout, it looks like it might have filled on the wrong side. Let's look at that fill one more time. Okay, here's the fill. Gold was pretty volatile that day, 21 points of movement. Today it's pretty volatile. So the news comes out pretty on time, pretty much on time. And it looks like you get a pop. You get a pop. So there's the brackets. Yeah, it pops up first, and then it doesn't really follow through. So not a great look. And I mean, the history of this report is not a big steady move in one direction. That's the problem. It doesn't usually give you a big steady move in one direction. It's a report that when you test it, you're thinking to yourself, you know, I don't want to trade this report. It doesn't look that great. That's what this report tells you whenever you test it. You test it with a trap, you test it with a breakout. I mean, sometimes it wins. When it wins, it's usually not all that big. Okay, here's September. I mean, it's one of those reports. The housing reports are not profit centers. I've always tried trading them, always tried turning them into profit centers, always tried looking for good setups. And we've just never had great success finding it. That's the truth. We've never had great success finding it. So in September, I could see that my charts should have been on sim on this side. We were not trading the report live. There's a report we really have not been trading. We've been looking for something to work. That's what we've been looking for, something that would work great. And really, haven't really found it. In September, it had a slightly negative news, and it was really very slight. It was almost matching news. And just, you know, not a lot of movement, not a lot of movement. So when you look at the report, so last month was a small winner. You had two losers in a row, August and September. And then May, June, and July were winners. So it's like I say, this is a fairly inconsistent report. Fairly inconsistent report. So this week, like I said, is a very strange, tricky trading week. You want to use, good risk management this week, good common sense. It's definitely not the week to start trading a report that you never traded before. It doesn't make any sense because market conditions are not completely typical. If anything, they're atypical market conditions, right? And why are they atypical? Because you have a holiday week. And like I was saying before, you've got reports being put together that don't often trade together. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So GDP this week is a very important trade. But it's trading, I believe, with Thursday jobless claims and core durable goods. And that makes for higher volatility, which is higher risk. So I would recommend, be careful this week. Know what you're getting into. Be careful and manage your risk. That's what I would recommend. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary and not going to take extra risk. So existing home sales, it's just such a medium quality report that for me, it's a report that I watch. Caesar, that was a feature that was written for one trade only. We don't use it anymore. So there's no, it's completely different market conditions for when that parameter was used. So we don't use it anymore. It's not, doesn't qualify. Possibly working on it for future, changing it for future upgrades. Okay, so I want to get my news up so we can see what the result is. Normally, I would be willing to take a trade. I'd be willing to trade one contract. There's not enough profit opportunity, in my opinion, for it to be worth it. So let's say you wanted to trade. So it's like we traded natural gas last week. Natural gas, it's got the possibility of moving 30 ticks on the first burst. So if you and the stop is big also. So you have a stop of 15 on natural gas, right? And normally you have a target of 5 to 12, but because natural gas has the possibility of giving you a big move, you don't mind trading one contract and taking a shot for 10 to 12 to 15 ticks. It's worth it. But this particular report, it just doesn't have that burst. So trading one contract, you'll be lucky if you get 6 to 8 ticks and you're risking 11. You're probably not going to get a runner. It doesn't have any of the features that attracts you to want to trade it. That's being honest. This is just not a great report. I mean, that's the reality. It's not a great report. So I'll record it, watch its movement, and keep an eye on it. Maybe at some point in the future it'll get better. think about it. If it has a win today, then theoretically, you've got 4 out of 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 5 out of 7. We're looking at the journal here. We've got 6 results, and it's 4 winners out of 6. Now, I know that normally that would make me want to trade the report, but the history of this report, just not enough profit, not enough reliability, even though the reports, it looks like it's trading really well. It's a struggle, this report, to get profit because it doesn't go that far. You also have a very, very gold volatile day today. Sometimes that can affect a smallish report like we have here. So what I would do is just look and see how it trades following the setup on the DMM today. And, maybe at some point we'll be interested in trading in the future. So it's a bracket of 8, a target of 3, and a target of 7. That's so tiny, right? That's 10 ticks of profit. Stop of 11, and you're risking 11 ticks per contract, roughly. Entry time is 9:59:59. It's a breakout trade, and I like to label my trades. I'm trading gold on existing homes. And I do have a trap trade set up that we've been testing. It just hasn't been that good. Not that attractive. You don't have quite enough movement to make this trade interesting as a trap. You want to have good movement both directions. And this report kind of just fills and hangs around, moves a little bit. It's just not a great candidate for the trap. Let's check our time sync. So we check our time sync by going to the web time.is. Unfortunately, John, it's not going to be today. Sorry. When we trade a trap trade, if you're here for a trap trade, we'll have that. We will have that opportunity. Okay, I want to thank everybody for watching our setup on YouTube. And if you'd like to see full trades, here's the info. You can go to our website and come in and join the trade room. So thanks for watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. Okay, Chantal.